What a ride it's been for Bitcoin this year. We reached that all-time high right up here at about $65,000. And in this run up, we've had now 3 major corrections. And where we're sitting at right now at this $50,000 support, it looks like we could get a potential bounce, bringing us to a new all-time high up to that $75,000 level. And as we continue going up to the upside, stay tuned because I'm going to give you guys an update for Bitcoin going into May. How's everybody been? Welcome to Currency.com's channel. I'm your host, John, at RealJohnDoe on Twitter. Today in this video, I'm going to give you guys an update on Bitcoin. And if you're new to the channel and you don't know what we're going to talk about, I'm going to give you some important price levels to look at on the upside and the downside. We'll talk about a little bit of news, the trader sentiment, and then I'll give you some price predictions to the upside and the downside in the short term, about a month or so. And about to get into this video, everyone watching right now, take 2 seconds to just hit that thumbs up button and like this video. It really helps out the channel so we can continue pushing out content for you guys. All these videos here covering the top cryptos, analysis, and also tips for trading and using the Currency.com trading platform. So if our channel is interesting to you and you haven't subscribed yet, also don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can stay tuned to more and more of our content. And first things first, one thing we're going to look at for Bitcoin is the trader sentiment right now. As you can see on Currency.com, 84% buyers, 16% sellers, price coming right off support, breaking out of that short-term resistance level. Things are looking good so far on this bounce, and we'll talk about that later in this video. But now let's move on to support and resistance levels. Okay, so for support and resistance levels, first support level we're looking at right now is right along that $47,000 range all the way up to about $50,000, and that is the April lows and that psychological $50,000 support. $42,000 is after that, and that is the February lows, which was also the lows from that previous correction that we just had in March. And if that doesn't hold, then we got $35,000 to watch, and that's right along the yearly support and also right above that 200-day moving average right now. But towards the upside, things are looking good on this bounce. If they keep going, we got to look at how the price reacts to 57,000, and that's right along that 20-day moving average and the 50-day. And $61,000 is the next level. That'll bring us right up towards those yearly highs. Then after that, we're looking at 65,000, which is all-time high right now for Bitcoin. So it looks like another platform has now onboarded Bitcoin and other cryptos. PayPal-owned Venmo now launches cryptocurrency trading, and this enables 70 million plus users on their platform to buy, sell, hold cryptocurrencies directly within the app. And with one country adding Bitcoin adoption, it looks like Turkey is banning cryptocurrency payments right now. No more fiat onboarding to crypto exchanges, and this will be in effect as of April 30th. Regulation has been a tough deal in Turkey for the past few years to months. And right now, a ban for crypto is looking like their current solution, but we will see because I don't think this will work long term. And some of y'all might be worried about this Bitcoin correction that we just had down to 47,000. And with the price right now sitting at about 50K, people are wondering what was the reason of that dump. Some say it's because a Chinese whale knew about a power outage happening in China and dumped about 9,000 Bitcoin on Binance, which caused some selling pressure, liquidations, and so on, bringing the price all the way down. But legendary trader Peter Brandt says the laser eyes could be to blame for the Bitcoin correction. That's all those pictures you see with everybody putting lasers on their eyes across Twitter and Instagram and everywhere. But he did make some very good points about the current correction. And that correction that we just had for Bitcoin is very mild compared to what has happened in the past. And a major bottom would bring Bitcoin to about 42,000, but we did have a bounce now right above this level that he did have marked here at about 47,000. And this bounce that we have right now could be the one to set off another leg up for Bitcoin. Just this past weekend, there was the largest USDT deposit to an exchange since early February, which kind of indicates that institutions and whales most likely were buying the dip. And the last time we had a deposit that big was when Tesla, right before Tesla, Elon Musk announced their Bitcoin purchase. But let's look at Bitcoin's chart now and see if institutions really did buy that dip and how we are recovering from this dip. So as you can see, Bitcoin was falling for about 2 weeks straight from all-time high, touched down all the way about 25% or so. We did break some major support levels on the way down, but we did hold at this $50,000 support. And as you can see, that is a very important level. Price has touched it now 3 times. We could finally be getting a new phase of the bounce here, or we could be going into a downtrend for later on this year. And if you look in the past, you can see when we did bottom, we did get quite a bit of a bounce back up. We are in that phase now again. We should be looking for things to move to the upside. So in terms of upside for Bitcoin, if this range right here is the bottom and we are getting a bounce like those similar times, then I would expect it to go up and test at least 57,000, which is about a 17% bounce before we would see another test back down towards the downside to see if we do get a higher low. And I see it playing out like this, where we bounce another higher low and break out. But if it does bounce with a lot of strength, similar to these previous times, then we might not even come back down to that higher low. We might just flip 57,000 into support and continue onwards to the upside. And that would be something like this. We bounce here, head up towards 57, 58,000, move sideways for a little bit, and then break out, test all-time high, same thing, and head up towards 75,000 for Bitcoin. And it looks like this year so far right now at the time of recording, Bitcoin is down about 10% or so for April. So we could be getting that monthly bounce before the monthly closes. And that will be the biggest negative month for Bitcoin this year. So we could be looking at May to have some even more potential towards the upside. Let's say we have something like a 10% jump to the upside. Let's say from current levels is around the monthly close. And then we have a 10% jump. That brings us right around to that $58,000 level. So if Bitcoin does give us a 20% return in May, we'll see a new all-time high, or that could also happen in June. But let's say we don't get a bounce. What are some buy the dip opportunities that we can look for Bitcoin? I would say that the current range that it's at right now is a buy the dip opportunity. But if you are looking for something lower, if price doesn't hold, then like I mentioned earlier, the previous support levels we have at about 45,000, and then this 42,000 is a major level to hold. I don't expect that it breaks the first time around, so we could get a bounce there if it does get tested, bringing us right back up to these current $50,000 levels, which is about a 25% bounce. And that would be a great buy the dip opportunity if we do head down to test that level, because if things are bearish, it still would be within the bearish trend line. And then the last level for support I'm looking at, like I mentioned, is that 200-day moving average at about $35,000, which I would also see as a buy the dip opportunity, because that would be the first test of the 200-day moving average in this bull market. And that would indicate most likely that we do get a bounce from those levels to test potentially $50,000 again before continuing to the downside to make a new bear market. And with those bullish and bearish scenarios, here are my price targets on the bullish side. First, I got right at around 58,000 as the first level for May. And then the second level, I do have anything above all-time high at 65,000, which will bring us into price discovery to that $75,000 resistance. And then to the downside for Bitcoin, if things head downwards, then I'm looking at 45,000, like I mentioned, and then 42,000 as two bearish price targets for May if things continue to the downside. But let's have a look at what the indicators are showing us right now. That kind of helps us know where we are at in terms of price action. Look at that RSI for Bitcoin. Oversold. I'm pretty sure this is the lowest level that it's been at now since September, I believe. Yeah, as you can see here, the daily RSI for Bitcoin has never been this low since September of 2020, when we had that previous huge correction and this huge bull market began. So we could be getting phase 2 of the bull market. This could be the one that brings us 75,000 and then to 100,000. So that RSI, if it does bottom out at these levels and does not head down into even more oversold levels, then we are looking at a bounce here and a new uptrend for that daily RSI, which would bring Bitcoin to a new all-time high if they both flow together. The MACD also is showing that the downside momentum is slowing down and is starting to flip. And when we get that bullish crossover on the daily MACD here, that will indicate much more momentum to the upside for Bitcoin. So before we wrap this up, as I mentioned, for Bitcoin, things are still in an uptrend. We potentially could be bottoming out where we are right now. As I marked here, the RSI is oversold, lowest level since September, and we could get a bounce near for the next phase of the bull market. There are some bullish signs that show that 65,000 could have been the top, such as this potential crossover here on the 20 and 50-day moving average. That will be the first time since this bull market has started. And this bounce right now could be a relief bounce as the RSI goes into deeper oversold levels. As long as we are above that 200-day moving average, I'm going to remain bullish. We could take out major support levels, but that is the final level of support for the bulls. All right, it's a wrap. Feel free to leave your comments below. Let me know your feedback on this video. Also, tell me what your predictions are for Bitcoin in the short term. Are you looking at things to the upside or to the downside? More buy to dip opportunities to come, or closer towards all-time highs? I'll give you guys another update in the next video. Feel free to also check out our channel. We have plenty more videos and top crypto analysis. But I want to thank you for tuning in and watching this video all the way through. It really shows your support. And don't forget to also hit that thumbs up button to continue showing your support to the channel. And I'll see you again in the next one. Thanks for tuning in. It's John with Currency.com. For more trading videos just like this, please subscribe to our channel.